President Bola Tinubu has called for greater synergy and closer collaboration among African countries to enhance security on the continent. The president made a call in a message at the opening ceremony of the Maiden Africa Chiefs of Defense Summit in Abuja. The president, who noted that security challenges recognizes no borders, called for a new architecture of African-led security cooperation, adding that security is not achieved in isolation. Details in this report.
At the ongoing African Chief of Defense Staff Conference in Abuja, President Bola Ahemed Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, urged security leaders to share resources and infrastructure in order to boost operational efficiency and readiness.
Counter-terrorism operations and humanitarian endeavors. We hold no illusion. Security is the foundation upon which the edifice of progress must stand. That is why we must use this summit not merely as a meeting, but as a covenant to deepen cooperation through joint training, harmonized doctrines, and interoperable systems. For this to endure, we must build a framework where our defense institutions speak with one voice and act with one purpose. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the nature of warfare has evolved. The threats of today are asymmetric, digital, and often invisible. Our response must not be less dynamic. We must invest in cyber defense, artificial intelligence, and indigenous military innovation. Africa cannot remain merely a consumer of technology. We must be creators, innovators, and owners of the tools that secure our tomorrow.
Also speaking, Minister of State for Defense Bello Matawalle decried the spate of security challenges facing African nations, calling for a strong collaboration to tackle the challenges.
This summit reflects our belief that no single country can secure the continent alone. We must work together, sharing intelligence, aligning doctrine, and building trust among defense institutions. The future of warfare is digital, fast-moving, and unpredictable. As defense leaders, we must embrace innovation, we must invest in cyber defense, artificial intelligence, and indigenous military technologies.
Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa and Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations Amina Mohammed stressed the need for Africa to establish its own defense industrial base rooted in African design, technology, and innovation instead of relying on foreign suppliers.
We must therefore seize this opportunity to craft a new architecture of African-led security cooperation. As host nations, Nigeria is deeply committed to the ideals of regional stability and continental defense integration. Our armed forces have consistently contributed to peacekeeping operations, counter-terrorism efforts, and humanitarian missions across Africa. We believe that true security is not achieved in isolation. It is built through shared intelligence, joint training, and coordinated action. Nigeria stands ready to work with our brothers and sisters across the continent to develop frameworks that are proactive, resilient, and responsive to the realities of our time.
I speak as a proud African woman and as someone who has seen the cost of insecurity in families and communities across our continent, from Boko Haram in Maiduguri to the RSF in Sudan and to the conflict in Ethiopia and more recently in Gaza. These gatherings mark the birth, this one in particular, marks the birth of a new era in African security cooperation at such a critical moment. It is the first of its kind to represent the boots on the ground, a rare opportunity to connect their realities with the policy decisions that shape our continent's security. Nearly 1 in every 5 people on Earth call Africa home. Each one deserves a life in safety and in dignity. And that means protecting civilians, respecting borders, and standing by the principles of international law and the UN Charter.
Chief of Defense Staff reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to strengthening defense partnerships at bilateral, multilateral, and regional levels in support of peace, stability, and democratic